Breaking right now. Copycat Meghan Markle is facing another humiliation after it emerged that she has ripped off Pamela Anderson's cooking series in plain sight. Let me bring in Angela Levin, our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer. Angela, we're going to take a look now at some of the pictures which show so clearly that rip-off, copycat, whatever you want to call it, Meghan Markle is at it again. But can you believe she's been so revolting to actually do this to Pamela Anderson, someone who is very high profile in Hollywood, has reinvented herself and actually came up with an original idea?
Yeah, it's growing worse and worse, isn't it?
Yes,
like
it
some
is.
sort of weed that grows up the wall, because she's getting more and more dangerous and she's getting more and more confident to not care about anybody. I'll tell you in a minute about the Patent and Trademark Office, which is actually very interesting about her. But with Pamela, they're both doing the same sort of thing. It's absolutely extraordinary, isn't it? Both have got trailers, both have come out soon, both have got huge fanfares, both invite friends and famous guests to join them, see the cooking. Pamela's show is called Cooking with Love, Meghan's Love from Meghan. You know, it's Pamela's came out in October 24, and those on Meghan's side will obviously say and have said, oh, what's happened is the similarities are coincidental rather than deliberate. Watch this space. Well, she has messed about, hasn't she? It's obvious that she's stolen it.
Which is just absolutely shocking, because for folk who don't know and think that Pamela Anderson is like the person who you saw in the 90s running along the beach in a little red bikini on Baywatch, that's no longer the Pamela Anderson we're talking about. She's actually a really accomplished woman. She has a lot of strong political views, big supporter of Julian Assange. She has been nominated in this Oscar season for her role in The Last Showman as The Last Showgirl, sorry, as she didn't make the Oscar nominations, but she made the SAG Award nominations and she made the BAFTA Awards nominations. And she's very, very big on being natural and not wearing any makeup, which has been something which has received a lot of praise, actually. So the point that I'm making, Angela, is she is a true original Pamela Anderson. So there's no way she ripped off Meghan. But also the dates, Angela, the dates just don't match up. Pamela recorded hers first. She released hers first.
Meghan Markle has just been accused of ripping off Pamela Anderson's cooking show, almost down to the title. All right, let's break this down. Meghan Markle's latest, original idea looks suspiciously like a carbon copy of Pamela Anderson's project. Pamela announced Cooking with Love in 2024, a fresh take on cooking focusing on natural, unfiltered content. Months later, Meghan suddenly announces Love from Meghan, with a nearly identical format. Both shows feature Meghan and Pamela cooking from the heart, in a homely setting. Both emphasize authenticity and simplicity. Both invite celebrity guests for casual kitchen conversations.
Yeah. That's 24, was it? 2024. Yeah, well, I think if you find out this, even if it is extraordinary that you have found it out, you change it, don't you? You stop. It's waiting there anyway. So you don't make it the same, because it's a very rude thing to do, isn't it? Because you're not thinking about them. You're only thinking about yourself, and it's extremely unkind, and neither of them will benefit for them, because it's just at the same sort of time, and it doesn't work. They're not working together, they're working differently. And the fact that who's going to win is a silly thing to do, because it's not a race. It's a case of having your friends round and being nice and providing them with things that they would like. So it's a very silly, childish way to be, I think.
Well, it is. And the fact that she couldn't even come up with an original title. I mean, yes. Come on. Cooking with Love compared to With Love, Meghan. Like, it's just so obvious. As you say, Angela, it's stolen. But it's not the only one, because look at this post on X talking about Emma Weymouth, the Marchioness of Bath, had a cooking program at Longleat Estate for 9 years. And it looks very much like, in particular episodes, I think this is the episode on the right, Angela, about children's birthday parties. And it looks, again, like Meghan has directly ripped that off.
Yes. Well, I think she's obviously done somebody else has done a lot of research for her to come up with all these tea parties. My view is that a lot of people nowadays don't have time to have a tea party, unless it is perhaps a children's party or the weekend, because they're too busy doing things. So to make a feeling that you have to make a tea party because that's the thing that's it at the moment is very childish and ridiculous. And to be overexcited about what you're doing when you must know in your heart that other people are doing the same as you before you, and they could well be better than you.
Indeed. But I mean, this is the type of thing, Angela, that Ari Emanuel and WME, who have effectively dumped Meghan because of her behaviour, her diva strokes, this is the type of thing they should have been able to help with if she'd been prepared to listen. But of course, that's the problem when you say, no, I know everything. I'm the Hollywood star. I'm the Duchess. I don't need to know about what your advice is because I know best. And she doesn't. She was a D-list actress. You know, she has no experience in the business world. What a joke. Oh, I'm going to be chief executive. Oh, lunatic.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is going back to the photographer who said that nothing's changed between 2018. We know that 2018, she wanted to be successful in Hollywood. She wanted to be the lead in a film. She wanted to do so many different things, and not one of them have taken off. And how you can then say it is the same, it means that all their attempts have been disastrous, because that's what she wanted, and she hasn't got any of it. Let me tell you what was in the Mail on Sunday about the documents she filed in the US Patent and Trademark Office. This was in October 22. We didn't know she was doing that. And her lawyers applied for permission to sell aprons and other kinds of clothing, along with a long list of products, including jams and dog biscuits. But she used the name As Ever.
And folks, this is not just a coincidence. Pamela's show was filmed and released first. Hollywood insiders confirm Meghan's team was aware of it. If this was a real creative vision, Meghan could have changed course, but she didn't. And here's the worst part. Pamela Anderson is an actual original. Pamela transformed her image, became a respected figure, and won awards for her work. She didn't need PR games, she built a real career after Baywatch. Meghan, on the other hand, keeps failing to make anything stick. At this point, this isn't just bad optics. It's a total PR nightmare. Now let's talk about why this is Meghan's biggest career mistake yet. Hollywood values originality. You don't steal someone else's idea and expect to get away with it. Meghan's Netflix deal is already in trouble. Spotify dropped her after her podcast flopped. Her Hollywood peers are tired of her PR games. And folks, this is why people are turning on her. She wants Hollywood success without putting in the work. She thinks a famous name is enough. But in this industry you need real talent. No. Even the A-listers she once chased are backing away. At this point, who is left to support her? The royal family? He burned that bridge. Hollywood? They're losing patience. The public? Even they are catching on to her tactics. And let's be honest, if Meghan can't create an original project now, when will she?
Has ever meant name. It wasn't any of the other ones. She was doing that 3 years ago. She's pretending she's just done it now, but she's not. So she's not even honest. Yes, that means she changed her name about the ARO long before it was announced. And then in Uspato issued a 145-page partial rejection of Meghan's trademark application in July 2023, saying she could not sell clothing because her company's name is too similar. Again, she dumped ARO well, and she got all flustered. And she didn't take any notice. Well, these are organizations that her lawyers go to, and she should have listened to them. She had since 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Has she done anything? No, because she's the one in charge, but she won't actually move. If she wants something, we've seen that, haven't we? The royal family and everything that's going on. If she wants something, she's going to stay there till she gets it. But she's failed now, and she won't get back for any of that, I'm quite sure.
Angela, it's very difficult to find people defending Meghan Markle these days, but one man who has is Sir Trevor MacDonald. He was the UK's most famous newsreader for a period, black, of course. And in an interview with Saga magazine, he has said, or it's a column actually for Saga magazine, he has said, Meghan too could have brought a new dimension to the monarchy by having a different background. Perhaps she could have changed how the royal family is perceived by those who never felt a strong connection before. Yet it seems to me that precisely because of those differences, she never stood a chance of being accepted. To be blunt, she is a foreigner, an American, a divorcee, a former actress. She was black. She was never given a chance to prove himself. Now, you responded to Trevor MacDonald's comments on X, Angela, writing, Meghan planned everything. She never wanted to stay in the UK because it was too small for a global thinking person like her. Sir Trevor should remember her nasty lies about the late Queen and Princess Catherine, how warmly she was welcomed and given engagements she chose. Hasn't he noticed that she is all about her, not the nation or its people? And Angela, I agree with every word you just said then. And unfortunately, I'm very disappointed with Sir Trevor MacDonald trying to make this an issue of race when it so obviously is not.
I'm not really. He's a nice man. He's in his late 80s, and I think he hasn't been reading the papers or watching the television like we do, because we're still, what's going on. And he said that out of kindness. I think it's a ridiculous thing to say, but he wouldn't actually